For 3 years, Revan was imprisoned on Dromund Kaas, during which time his loyal droid T3-M4 managed to repair the Ebon Hawk and fly it off Nathema and into galactic space, where it was found by Meetra Surik. The former Jedi, undergoing her own journey of redemption and self-acceptance, had been slowly learning to use the Force again, while working with a number of allies and friends of Revan to defeat a new threat facing the galaxy. The last remnants of the Sith Empire under Revan and Malak had been united under Darth Traya, Darth Sion, and Darth Nyriss, but were ultimately defeated by Meetra and her allies. She then left Republic space, determined to find Revan and help him in any way possible. Accompanied by T3-M4, the droid had shown a video to Surik, showing her the red-skinned Sith who'd taken Revan from Nathema, and so she followed his trail to Dromund Kaas and made inquiries, alerting Scourge, who met her with a party of armed soldiers. When he learned she was a Jedi, he came to realize that Revan's vision of rescue was coming true, and so merely watched as Meetra killed the soldiers, then offering to ally together. Meetra was skeptical, but eventually agreed, and so Scourge went to the Emperor, revealing that Nyriss was part of a plot against him, along with other members of the Dark Council. This led the Emperor to send his forces to raid the fortress where Revan was being held, distracting the guard and allowing for Meetra and Scourge to make their way to the prison cell. There they found Revan and 2 soldiers of Nyriss, who'd been convinced by the former Sith Lord to switch sides. Scourge gave Revan the antidote to remove the effects of the mind-numbing drugs suppressing his powers, while Meetra, overjoyed at seeing her old mentor once more, presented his mask. But when Revan took it, all of the memories so long suppressed from his mind came rushing back, incapacitating him and causing him to collapse on the ground. Unfortunately, Nyriss then arrived, murdering the 2 soldiers and using her powerful dark side abilities to defeat Scourge and Meetra. But just as she prepared to finish them off, taunting them with her power, Revan rose from the ground, wearing his mask, and declared, "I am Revan reborn, and before me, you are nothing." Nyriss then launched a massive burst of purple lightning towards them, which Revan absorbed and reversed, consuming her in a lightning storm until all that remained was a pile of ash. Retreating back to a safe location, Scourge, Meetra, Revan, and T3-M4 planned to continue their attempts to assassinate the Emperor, and so decided to pose as associates of Scourge, who would use his position to bully the guards into allowing him an audience with the Emperor. Once the doors were open, they would attack. However, when they put their plan into motion, Revan was recognized by the guard Yari, who'd been part of the plot to capture him 3 years earlier, and so Meetra and Scourge were forced to stay behind, battling the guards outside the main chamber, while Revan ran in, determined to kill the Emperor. The former Jedi and Sith Lord made a valiant effort, able to use his knowledge of the light and dark side to pose a serious threat, even surprising the Emperor with his abilities. But the Sith, once known as Vitiate, was more powerful than anyone Revan had ever faced, and overcame him with an enormous darkside lightning attack that might have killed him, if not for T3-M4, who charged against the Emperor, attacking him with a flamethrower. And while he succeeded in distracting the enemy and saving his master, Vitiate immediately destroyed the droid. Scourge and Meetra, having finished with the others, then rushed to Revan's side, and the 3 prepared to charge against the Emperor. But then suddenly, Scourge was struck by a Force vision, and all became clear. Revan was not the one who would destroy the Emperor. That task was to be completed by another, and Scourge must be alive to help in that future effort. And so as Meetra and Revan stepped forward, Scourge stepped to the side, stabbing Meetra through the heart, killing her instantly. Revan, distracted and distraught by her death, was then left vulnerable to the Emperor, who crippled him with an attack. After the battle, Revan's defeated but still living body was taken to a specially constructed prison within Maelstrom Station, kept alive by machinery and Sith alchemy. Scourge, meanwhile, claimed he was only pretending to be with the Jedi, using that position to lure them to the Emperor, who he believed was the only one powerful enough to defeat Revan. Vitiate was satisfied with this response, and rewarded Scourge by making him the Emperor's Wrath, in charge of executing the enemies of the Emperor. He was also granted immortality through a dark side ritual, which gave him eternal life at a cost of keeping his body in constant and unending pain. However, Scourge would eventually grow numb to the agony, as well as emotions, becoming singularly focused to act as a weapon of the Emperor. For 300 years, Revan was held as a prisoner, tortured savagely, and used as a source of Force energy for the Emperor, even linking their minds to learn all he could about the Republic and their defenses. During the years of torment, Revan was given comfort and support by the Force ghost of Meetra Surik, who had stayed with Revan after her death. With her help and through the power of his will, Revan was able to utilize the mental connection he shared, allowing him to influence the Emperor in small ways, but enough to prevent him from launching a war against the Republic for centuries. In this way, Revan could ensure his wife and son lived out their lives in peace. A special thanks to all those who contribute to Civilization X, like Tony of House Jake, Master Hades of Skagos, and Orin Bao the Ice Eye. If you would like to help Civilization X, click on the Patreon link, and please be sure to like and subscribe, and click on the links to see more.